November of 2010 and January of 2011. Representative John Loughlin.
Thank you very much, Ray. Certainly appreciate the welcome. It's always great to get out here. What is this, Warwick? I'm not sure. I thought I just saw Joe Trillo go by, actually, at the Trilogy. So we must be in Warwick, right? It's great to get over here to the West Bay. I always have a great time coming over here. Our fight, obviously, is on the East Bay. And I'll tell you a quick story. I've taken to starting to get in shape a little bit. It doesn't show yet, but it will. And what I'm doing is I'm riding my bicycle. I've got this old bicycle, and I dusted it off, cleaned it up, and I'm riding my bike. And just so you don't get the wrong idea, I'm not one of those guys with the spandex and the helmet and the little dental mirror. You know, I throw on an old Army work shirt and a baseball cap, and I get on my bike and I ride. Well, I live on what's called a plateau in Tiverton, the southern edge of Tiverton. And I ride to South Shore Beach. And it's a little bit like what our government is doing right now with the stimulus spending and all this tremendous spending. It's a real breeze of a ride downhill. Just coasting down the hill, passing the farms. I like to tell people Little Compton's the area where the farms meet the sea. I pass all these wonderful farms. I don't have to work very hard, and I'm just enjoying the ride. Then I get down to South Shore Beach, and the reality sets in. I've got to turn that bike around now and pedal all the way back uphill. And it's a lot of work, and that's exactly what our country is facing, because right now we're taking all of this money that we're borrowing from the Chinese government, and we're spending it as fast as we can to coast down that hill. Well, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. In the not too distant future, we're going to be at South Shore Beach, and we're going to have to pedal home. And that's a burden that's not going to be just you, it's going to be your children and your grandchildren. That's one of the reasons I'm running. We've got to stop this spending. It's totally out of control, and we've got to get our budget back in line. I'll give you a little update on the campaign as well. We figure when we did the analysis on this, that there's probably 30% of the 1st Congressional District that will vote for my opponent no matter what. No matter what, 30% are going to turn out and vote for him. There's another 30%, some of which I'm sure are here right now, that would vote for Zippy the Chimp rather than vote for my opponent. So we figure we're starting at about 30. There's one right in the background. So we figure we've got to win over that gulf, that 60% in the middle. We've got to carry a majority of that and do it. And how do you do that? Well, you do it with money. And one of the things that I did, recently I had the honor of traveling to DC and took part in the NRCC candidate school. And they teach you, one of the things they teach is how to raise money, right? You develop these lists, you call these wealthy donors all across the country, and you give them your story, you give them your life story and why you think you can win the race. And then you're supposed to make the ask and then shut up. And it's so hard to do, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, that's the hardest part. I had a guy on the phone, this guy from Atlanta, very wealthy donor, donated, maxed out to McCain, just a max donor all over the place. I got him on the phone, I made the ask, and I asked for $1,000. And there was this pause on the other end of the phone. Now inside, I'm going, well, 500 would be okay, 200 would be okay, maybe 100, how about 50, how about nothing? But I said, you know what? They taught me at the candidate school to be perfectly quiet, to just shut up. So I got this guy on the phone, there's this big pregnant pause, and he says, you want me to send you $1,000. And I paused again. Let me get this straight. I'm supposed to open up my checkbook in these hard times and write you in Rhode Island, I love the way Southern people say Rhode Island, in Rhode Island, a check for $1,000. Now I'm bursting inside. I'm dying to get up. I'm keeping perfectly quiet. $1,000. American dollars. Perfectly quiet. He said, okay, I'll do it. And he sent me a check for $1,000. So part of the things that we have to do is raising money. Now, Friday was an incredible day for the campaign. We had our first $15,000 day. I raised $15,000 in one day. The other thing that happened on Friday that was very exciting is I received the endorsement of Combat Vets for Congress. And then to go from the ridiculous to the sublime, I get a call from Barry Goldwater, not the dead guy. Barry Goldwater Jr., the congressman, called me. And he said, John, I'm coming up to Rhode Island. I want to do an event for you. So you're all invited October 24th. We're going to do an event with Barry Goldwater Jr. You get to hear from a real conservative, a guy who's out there working the grassroots, trying to build a party and trying to get this thing going. Once again, my name's John Loughlin. Thank you very much for coming out. We're going to win this.